The year is 1997. Our location, the InGen waterfront complex, San Diego, California. A ghost ship emerges from the fog just as Peter Ludlow begins his career-defining speech. The vessel collides with the dock and with its arrival sends a wide variety of debris flying towards the unlucky few who happen to find themselves there. Upon further inspection, the cage that carried their precious cargo had been destroyed, its bars bent from the inside out. The rhythm of a haunting mechanical sound echoed along the boat's deck, and the bodies of crew members could be found strewn across the wreckage. The doors of the Venture were bent, and the visitor in its hold was enraged, an unhealthy dose of naltrexone coursing through its veins. Taking dinosaurs off that island was the worst idea in the long, sad history of bad ideas, and soon the entire world would learn exactly why. This year, Claire Deering of the Dinosaur Protection Group will attempt to ferry as many animals as possible from Isla Nublar to a new location. Her mission? To save what dinosaurs she can from inevitable extinction. If you lived in the same world where a Tyrannosaur rampage was a recent historical event, I'm sure you could understand why this may not be the most popular idea. The footage shown at the beginning of this video happens to be a recently released bit of home media recording that a Californian made on that fateful night in '97. In canon, this was the night that Ian Malcolm became vindicated, and his declaration of the existence of cloned dinosaurs began to be taken seriously by the public. Fast forward 21 years and a born-again naturalist's attempt to save the same dinosaurs that were responsible for the deaths of dozens of people at a theme park only 3 years prior may just come off as a bit unnecessary. Her organization, the Dinosaur Protection Group, is currently under fire from a new political company. This side of the argument has decided to call themselves Extinction Now. And well, I'm pretty sure you can put together just what they stand for. They insist that no matter how you put it, these animals simply do not deserve the right to survive. In fact, a major point of conjecture from the group declares that with 250 deaths already accounted for by living dinosaurs over the past 25 years alone, why should they choose these creatures' lives over our own? In my opinion, this is a very intelligent way to market your movie, and it actually happens to raise the same questions that Michael Crichton asked back in the first book. If genetic power is left unchecked and the proliferation of such ungodly creations are left to their own devices in a radically different world to the one they'd originally found themselves in, who can say just what may happen? In a world where man has continuously attempted to control and exploit nature for his own greed and ambition, I find it easy to sit on the side of the fence that the pro-extinction people stay. Peter Ludlow was killed by the very thing he wished to sell to millions of people, and Simon Masrani met a similar fate on that fabled island after the most recent destructive event. But this is mankind we're talking about here. Just because something blows up in one person's face doesn't necessarily mean that everyone will choose to steer clear of such temptations in the future. In fact, if anything, time has gifted us with the knowledge that these same motivators will forever be a continuous piece in the puzzle of human folly. Variables in a chaotic equation, as Malcolm would more than likely put it. The big question is up for all of us Jurassic Park fans to discuss. Should they really save the dinosaurs? Do they have rights? And if they have rights, do those matter more than the rights of those whose lives may be put in danger because of their saving? One of the main reasons I love this series so much is because of stuff like this. As a kid, all I wanted to see was dinosaurs walking about and doing their thing. As an adult, I care just as much about this sort of dialogue. I love the dinosaurs and I do think that they have a right to survive. But what about humans? In the end, this is a mess of our own creation, and it's something that I think this universe will have to deal with in the very near future. That lunch scene in the original Jurassic Park is finally coming full circle, and the table is set for a new conversation to be made. It's no longer a question of if or when this is going to happen. It's a discussion on what to do now that the consequences of what has happened before are knocking on our doors. And that's something I've wanted to see forever. Now, I'm curious to hear from all of you guys. Do you think the dinosaurs should be allowed to survive? And if so, at what cost? How would you feel if all of them were wiped out by that volcanic blast and nothing was left of the island? I'll go ahead and say that if this were the real world we're talking about, I'd have to be on Malcolm's side. These creatures were here before us, and if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after. And change is like death. You never know what it looks like until you're standing at the gates. Now, before I go, I want to thank my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It's extremely awesome to have all of you guys help me build this thing up, and I seriously am eternally grateful for every ounce of support that you've shown me. Seriously guys, it means the world and I can't thank you enough. Now, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video and hope that you all enjoy today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you on the next video, guys. And as always, take it easy.